Hey, what is up, guys? Today we're going to look at a Crusader 2 offlaner who submitted a replay. He plays in a uh, a league, like a 3K league, as a 5-stack, and he also just plays solo queue. So we're going to take a look at his offlane Underlord. So he's been playing some offlane for his team. So we're going to see how it goes. Really, the only thing he said, besides that context, was that he has trouble deciding or knowing where you should be on the map. I guess more so in the mid game. So see how it goes. This lane, you're against Void. Probably Lich. You've got a Prophet who harasses a lot. I don't think I would start with a Blood Grenade. Like, just so that your supports buy it. And the right items. Yeah, you both have a Blood Grenade. I don't think I'd start Blood Grenade. Not a huge deal. Otherwise, damage is fine. Your items. Good damage. Shoving the lane really hard. Watch this first wave one more time. So you hit the Lich, throw on a Q, get the CS. Yeah, the only problem is here you give up the range creep, but it's kind of life with Underlord sometimes. Come back to block. Okay, that's pretty cool. Like that. Not a lot going on anyways. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. It's gonna shove into you now. Denies, running at the void, making his life a little hard.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Okay, 2 creeps dying at once. It's unfortunate. So this kind of aggression is just unnecessary. Like, you've got the lane in a pretty good spot, and you've got a creep at half HP, so it's just continuing to push into you more, and you're starting to get your aura up. This guy's really low, and he has no stats. Interesting. He has, like, he just can't outlast at you. So all you need to do here is not shove the lane and deny every CS in front of his face. Like, this is what your Prophet shouldn't do this. Like, you shouldn't Q on the wave, and you should not Q on the wave either. You just need to deny every single creep and get every single last hit, and it doesn't matter that he's sitting here. Like, this is like pointless damage that ends up just shoving the wave. It makes life easier for the Void, even though you did do some damage to him. So like, now the lane's shoving when it didn't need to be. And, like, if he's not getting CS, that's as good as like you killing him. Like, him getting 0 CS and you getting every deny is fine. You don't have to damage him. You don't have to touch him. If you're winning and getting all the CS and the lane's in a good spot, you don't have to do anything. So it kind of works out anyways. Oh, except that pull is awkward. Okay, now it's under tower. That's really unfortunate. It's an awkward creep aggro. Okay, so now the lane's not in a good spot because they got the pull off. I don't know if you're like, if this Nature's Prophet is like in your party or whatever, but like all he needs to be doing right now is not letting this happen. Like, he could Sprout, he could defensive aggro the creeps away from the Lich, he could just be hitting the Lich. Like, if he's standing right here, he could just be hitting the Lich. So like, I don't know if, are you in the party with this guy? I don't know if it's your 5-stack and you know this guy, or if you don't. So if you don't, no big deal. It's just like, he should be stopping this from happening. Not a huge deal anyways, because he's going to start shoving. But the lane would have met like right here, which would have been fine for you. Okay, definitely don't walk away from like 6 creeps. Like, this is like 3 creeps and you can kill these. Like, don't do this. Like, it's not worth a kill. This 6 creeps is like 180 gold or something. Like, and it's like completely free. And this guy doesn't need to die. Like, if this guy's not bothering you, like you're full HP, you're chilling, like, he doesn't need to die. So this is just like really poor decision making. Like, you lost all those creeps for nothing. This feels really bad. Like, this Void's not getting anything, but... Okay. Buying another Blood Grenade. Yeah, just don't do this. You obviously think you should be doing this, but it's just not that important. So where's your courier? So you bought a Bassi, so you're rushing the mana boots. I guess that's okay. You don't need the regen or the stats. Like, against a better... Oh my goodness. Like, against a better player who would presumably be buying damage items to allow him to last it against you, you could consider, like, a bracer just to really dominate. But you're kind of already dominating, and you don't really need it against a void, especially when it's not buying damage items, so... It's kind of okay. Okay. I don't mind that Q too much, but like I don't think it's that good. Like a better player will just let you shove the wave in. The void just kind of stood there and took a bunch of damage, but otherwise like kind of just shoves the wave out. Like just play to your like last hit advantage and just play for CS. Like it's just like again, you don't need to like harass him so much if he's like getting 0 CS. Like hopefully that makes sense to you, but like throwing these Qs down and then losing creeps for it is not really necessary because he's not... This guy's not CSing. Like, you're 22 and 6 against his 10 and 1. And this could even be higher if we, like... Or like, if we gotten all 6 of these creeps and we were just playing for denying CS. And, like, making sure we're controlling the lane equilibrium. So, like, you're owning him and you're not even playing that well. So, like, if you're playing just, like, a little bit more for the creeps. Okay. I mean, this is okay, but like you lost all your health for this, which I don't like. Also, you're not CSing. They're both dead, and you're like not CSing. This is like poor attention from you. Like you're thinking about regenning, I guess, but like get the creeps, eat a tango, stay near the creeps, I guess.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, so you pop your clarity. You're eating your tango. Yeah, there's no way you need like this extra mana regen, especially these mana boots being done. So it's just gonna be wasted gold. And I guess your courier's not in base. Yeah, it's unfortunate because you would have wanted to fly out a salve right away. So like, just notice like you getting this kill set up a situation where your void can now free farm because you're really low. So it's like, did you need to kill him? He wasn't CSing anyways, and like you lost all your HP for it. Like if you can get the kill without losing all your HP, it's fine. But like getting the kill and then losing all your HP and then being able to unable to contest a lane that you were otherwise dominating, like doesn't really make sense if you think about it. Yeah, and then they just punish you for having no HP. Correct play would have been a fly out of salve right away, which your career wasn't really there, so kind of hard you couldn't. It's just not a really ideal. You could have walked back to base as well, just as soon as it happened. You're gonna lose a creep wave, but at least you don't die. Okay, so you're just kind of clearing this, checking the wisdom. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, you're kind of like playing scared of this guy now. Maybe because they just killed you, but they only killed you because you had like 200 HP. Like if you're full HP, they are not killing you ever. So you don't need to play away from this guy, and you don't need to nuke the wave. Like you can still continue to just like get every deny in this guy's space. Like I wouldn't walk away from this guy. The whole point of Underlord is to dominate your lane and have like 20 denies. Like a good player would have like 20 denies here, because his void just you can't do anything about it. You just hit for 99, and he hits for 81 now that he has treads. Plus you've got your aura, so he does less damage when he's near you. So it's like not even really that close. You guys are like going for this kill, which isn't really gonna happen. Kind of just not understanding that you and Prophet don't combine to kill this void. You don't really have the lockdown. Okay, like you didn't TP. Yeah, it's not a good idea to like look to rotate. Like you just want to own your lane. Underlord's not really a rotatey hero. So you're kind of just using your mana to harass because you have it, which I don't really mind.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
If this guy time walks on your face, that's when you Q him, and then you pit him, Alice him, and then he would lose all his HP. So like I know you were under the tower, but if you had Q'd and W'd and hit him twice and then walked away, he would have lost 300, 400 HP. You wouldn't have killed him, but then he would be 100 HP, and then he can't do anything. So if he time walks on your face, that's when you should go on him. Like that to me was obviously, you just Q, W, you like hit him twice, and then you walk away because the tower's going to start hitting you, right? But like, you lose like 100 or 200 HP, and he loses 300 or 400, and then he has 100 HP, and you've got 800. Please salve up. I don't know. Oh no, you just didn't do any damage to him. So yeah, you're like queuing passively, playing passively. Don't really like this. I mean, I guess you didn't see the Lich. Okay. Like, just, if you did... If you're gonna queue like this, like, I guess just, like, to make this make sense, like, you should go, like, farm also, or, like, pull. There's no pull to be made here, but just, you just, like, queue the next creep wave, because you got, like, a ton of mana. Just, like, go farm this camp right now, and queue it, and your queue's off cooldown. Instead of just hanging around here. Like, you were trying to, like, kind of dodge him. You're, like, a bunch of heroes in your lane, I guess. Fortunately, you're an Underlord, so... okay, this is, like, a waste of time trying to catch this Pudge, but... Going Vanguard. Okay. Yeah, this is, like... This is just, like, very, like, unfocused. Like, either something's gonna happen, and then you commit to it, or you recognize that, like, nothing's really happening, and that you need to go back to your lane. Because, like, the last time you were, like, getting creeps, like, let's just, like, give you an understanding here. Because I think this happens, and people don't really realize, like, it's happening. But, like, this was, like, 9 minutes and 30 seconds when you last got, like, these creeps. And they, like, go on you, and the kill happens, and you chase the Pudge, and then it doesn't work, and you chase the Pudge some more, and you follow this over here, then you go on the Lich, and then you're, like, jungling a little bit. Like, you actually get back to lane, okay, when outfight's happening. Chasing, blah, blah, blah. Like, when you... So now you're hitting a creep. It's been 2 full minutes. 2 full minutes, and you haven't hit a creep. So, like, if we go back, you've gotten 2 CS in 2 minutes. So you're at 39 out of 6. And then 2 minutes later, you're at 41 out of 6. So this is, like, really, really... It's just, like, if you're this unfocused on, like, the creeps and stuff, then this is going to happen because you're just, like, so caught up in everything else that's happening. So just try and read better, like, are these, like, is this chasing and stuff going to be worth it? And I mean, really, on a hero like Pitlord, you're not really a chasing down hero. Like, you're a stand there and, like, they make them go on you or, like, shove a tower, and, like, you use your zoning area control to, like, prevent them from getting a good engage on you while you're, like, hitting creeps and taking a tower or defending a tower. You don't really, like, chase heroes around in the jungle. You're not very fast. So maybe it's just, like, understanding what your hero's good at. Because your hero's just, like, not good at the things you were trying to do. And you just, like, lost a bunch of, like, farm. Like, on the map. For sure. Like, if we go back to 9:30 again or whatever. I mean, you're not high, but you're, like... You know... You're, like, up there. And then at this point, you're, like... Well, I guess you're not that far below. I guess nobody's farming quickly. It's just a lot of lost farming. Oh, you died. How did that happen? Okay, so they just, like, get a random hook on you in the fog. Yeah, this is, like, some really random stuff that, like, in a higher MMR game wouldn't happen. Like, low MMR games, people are really, really excited about, like, being down here with a bunch of heroes. I don't really blame this on you. Like, I wouldn't expect that to happen. Like, their mid-push to be ganking here. It's like, I don't really have a problem with that death. It's, like, kind of a weird play from them. So just, like, walking in, you TP back to your lane. There's, like, a ton of heroes in your lane. Okay, so you guys go for a little gank. I kind of like that play, actually. I didn't really like the whole, like, standing down here. Like, nothing's really happening. I was gonna say, like, in that situation, you kind of want your supports to go do something else. But if you're gonna use your Fiend's Gate and you go do something else, that's pretty cool. So, well played. Because what was happening there wasn't, like, really ideal. This is kind of minor, but, like, a bunch of times you just, like... I mean, this is your spell, but, like, you just throw down your W. And, like, and then you Q, and then like it hits them twice, and they just walk out of it, right? Try and save your Pit of Malice. Like, it really needs to be like a follow-up to some other disable. Like, if they Q, then you can like get close and Pit of Malice and lay down your Q and then like hit them and they get rooted as they come out of like the Disruptor Banish or something. Or combined with Nature's Prophet Sprout, like he sprouts and then you Q, and then as they try and like once the Sprout wears off or if they're quelling out of it or something, then you W to like make them take more hits and like stay near the Sprout longer. It really shouldn't be used like kind of solo alone. Like, it just isn't effective enough. Unless a big team fight's happening and you're trying to like zone people out. But it's just like not that good to use without some other form of lockdown. Like, if they're not getting rooted twice, or if you're not like, if your team's not getting good positioning out of it, like you're just using it for max range plus a Q, it's just not really that effective. Okay, this guy is suiciding by farming the enemy triangle alone. That's cool. So in this situation, like, this is like where you'd want your team to group up and take this tower and like win the fight off, like win a fight if you feel strong enough. Like, your Storm had a lot of mana. I guess your Nature's Prophet's close to an item, so maybe you guys don't want to. Like, in general, you guys should be looking to take this tower, and they're going to be, they've shown they want to defend it with a lot of heroes, so you'd want to bring a lot of heroes. So I'd like just want my team to like come, and if they want to wait for an item or something first, that's fine. Like, whenever that timing is that your team's ready for, like, that's when you guys should look to make this play. So, unfortunately, your Prophet doesn't have his Orchid yet. Shadow Demon kind of feeds. Your Storm shows up. Oops. On the wrong hero. Yeah, your Storm showed up. Ooh. It's dying. Unfortunately, your PL's, like, not really ready to fight. Otherwise, this would have gone really well. Your PL could just show up. He did show up. He's here, I guess. Okay. Okay, very nice. They're like still here, hanging out. Okay, well, I guess now they've all respawned. Maybe now's when you want to get out? Okay, we got a mech. Nice. Okay, that was pretty well played. I like the way you played that. You're like getting multi-hero in your AoE spells. It's really good. So we're going to TP top. We've got the tower. PL's down here. I don't really mind this. So this phase in the game is probably where you feel the most awkward. Because it's like, you got their tier 1, you got this tier 1, you've already lost this one. I think your only role here is to like farm and like defend your mid tower if their team tries to push it. That's what I would be looking to do. And you definitely don't want to feed. So like pushing out this far is just like, this is not Underlord specific at all. This is an offlane specific. This is just psycho. Like, you know they're not down here, and you see one hero mid. So like, they should want to play up here or like collapse on mid. And generally, like, if they see you, like if they see you because you're showing on a creep wave, if they see a hero here, they should like TP heroes, 4 heroes, and kill you. Like, the correct play is to kill the guy that's showing here for the Radiant team. So this is you just putting yourself in a really, really bad spot. Like, if you want to shove this lane out, you need to do it super carefully, like from fog, throw down a Q, and then walk away. That's how you clear this wave. Showing on this creep wave is psycho. Like, you should die for this. Pudge was there. Yeah, they didn't react fast enough. Like, Pudge was like on the right mindset, but like Shadow Shaman or Lich should TP as soon as they see you. Like, just like from their vision. Like, Shadow Shaman's down here. Right here. You show, this Shadow Shaman should TP. Like, right now. And you should die. Like, this is what should happen. And you get really lucky, and he doesn't, because he's bad. But, like, this is you feeding. This is what you feeding looks like. So just be really careful. Like, in this lane, as Dire, you can, like, safely clear out to, like, here-ish, unless you see them all on the map. And then otherwise, you need to, like, assume that they'll kill you if you, like, walk past this line. Unless you're, like, giga strong. And you're not, right? You're not, like, owning this game. And, like, conversely on Radiant, if you're the Radiant, like, right, you can walk to, like, here. And then if you walk, like, out here, this is danger zone. This is all danger zone if you're the Radiant. And conversely, this is very dangerous zones. So you just need to know that. This is just, you're just gonna feed against good players every time. The better they are, the more often they will kill you there. Like Archon players will like consistently kill you for doing this because Archon players are just that good now. Okay, so you go to play bottom. So you're rushing a Greaves. Let's just think about your items for a second. So you got a Vanguard. I don't really mind the Vanguard. They've got lots of like it'll help against Shaman Wards and Void and Night Stalker. They do have a lot of magic damage. I like the mech though. The mech's fine. Yeah, I think like Greaves going Crimson. I don't really think Crimson makes a lot of sense. Like I think Pipe would make more sense. Like Greaves Pipe I think would be good to just help your team out. Like you're gonna have the damage. Like your Q is fine, and then Storm and PL and Prophet eventually will do a lot of damage. So just keeping them alive. Like I think the Greaves is good. We'll see if you end up finishing the Crimson, but I don't think the Crimson is just that effective against their lineup. I think Crimson you only buy against certain like heroes / lineups. Like if they have illusion heroes, like it's really good against PL. You have a PL, it's really good against PL. It's really good against like a Meepo, who's got like multiple instances that are smaller. That's really the only time it's good. So don't really see the necessity of the Crimson. Like this game, like I just look at their lineup to see if Crimson is good, and it doesn't look like a good Crimson game. It looks like a much better Pipe game, right? Lich spells, Pudge, who's like a core, is huge. He's like 90% magic damage plus like his hook, which is pure. Like Shadow Shaman will do some magic damage. Void even does some magic damage, especially with Maelstrom and Bashes. That's like magical damage. A lot of Void's damage is actually magical. He's kind of a mixed damage carry, so Pipe would be pretty good. I think the Greaves is fine though. Okay, there's a good Roshan take though. I wouldn't be afraid to like reset here. Like if you can TP base, I guess you have mech up. You use mech? No. Okay, well now you do. Okay, so you guys decide not to push here. Oh, you rifted. Okay. Alright. Your Shadow Shaman died, but you guys decided not to push that. I think it's reasonable. Okay, you're chasing your Storm, you're trying to save him. He had Aegis. Okay, that was really cool. Well played. You use your Greaves, that's all you can ask. I would definitely upgrade this to Wand just because it's good. It gives you a slot. There's like kind of poor slot efficiency. Like, even if you just upgrade this to Wand, like, you didn't need to upgrade this to Soul Ring, you have plenty of mana, but, like, Wand plus, like, a Windlace would just be, like, a lot better for not a lot of gold. Not that the Wand is that great, but just, like, a casual Windlace, and, like, you could even replace the slot with something, but you don't need, like, a Raindrop or another small item, I don't think. But, like, slotting into cat, because you basically have 2 slots available here. And even the Quelling Blade you don't really need, because, like, they don't have a profit or anything. So you've got like 4 very unimportant item slots. It's really good to like just throw a casual Windlace in there when you've got that many slots that just like aren't being used. If they had an Invis hero, you could carry Dust. They don't, which is fine. There's nothing really else that value, but yeah, I would definitely consider a Windlace with this like inventory, just because like there's nothing else to put in it because you're like saving up for bigger items. Because you guys are pushing. I like that you're like staying with your team, like in terms of your actual movements, besides like the psycho lane pushing here that we saw. And in that scenario, I guess specifically, you should just like jungle and, like I said, defend that mid tier one, which was still alive at that point. And then stuff started to happen after that, and eventually you lost this. I don't know what happened, but otherwise, like just running around with your team, making plays is like good. So I think in that aspect, it's been pretty good. Your spell usage, at least in this game, has been pretty good. Kind of running over them at this point. We got hooked. Unlucky. What happened here? Like, taking this is something I would do. I guess your PL's like all the way back and your Storm did die. Yeah, I don't blame you too much for this. I mean, in hindsight, obviously you shouldn't have done it. But you knew. I guess you could say, like, against, like, a repositioning hero like Pudge or Venge, this is, like, really crazy. Like, if they don't have a Pudge, you probably don't die here. But, you know, what can you do? I don't blame you too much for that. But what? How did this play like end? Hold on, let's see. See, maybe like I just need to be like more aware of like what's happening by slowing down. Okay, so Storm got hooked in their base and died, and Prophet died. Okay, so yeah, in this scenario with them respawning, like I know the Lich is still dead for a long time, but in this scenario, yeah, it's just not good given how that happened. I don't think it's good to hang around here. And your guys' lanes are pretty good, so there's nothing like super important you need to do. So like I can see that like lends itself to taking this because there's nothing else urgent that needs to be done. Like if this lane was here, like it would be very obvious that you need to TP here and push it out. But both your other lanes are actually really in really good spots. So like the correct play would just be to back it up, farm. You might even come over here and queue this, although you'd want to be careful about it unless you see heroes on the map. So not a huge deal, but given how that happened and you guys were basically retreating right after they had died, also, like, think about it, they just respawned and you're, like, showing right here, and they know your Storm's dead, so that is something they would want to go for. Okay, so you're respawning, walking at a base, looks like you guys want to do Tormentor, very cool. Yeah, you're still going for this Crimson.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Slowly farming Ancients. Okay, just gonna feed. Yeah, you're basically just following your team around, which is good. Checking the rune. I don't mind that. If you're gonna walk over here, or what I would suggest doing anyways, even if you weren't checking the rune, is like just come queue this wave and then walk back to your team. It's really good to like, especially if you like kind of know that they're not about to fight you right here, which like with 2 heroes dead, they like definitely aren't. Like casually walk over here, throw down a Q, and then reconnect with your team would be really high skill. Like getting this lane shoved in simultaneously with the bottom lane, and like this is like extra bonus with a global hero that normally can't be happening, but it is, which is cool. That would be like really high skill and keep the map pressure up more. Even more. Yeah, Nature's Prophet's feeding. This is pretty suspicious now that Nature's Prophet's dead. I guess if they all try and fight before their void's up, it makes it okay. Like, if they just, like, don't feed there and their void's about to respawn, like, this is, like, really sus without an Aegis, so not the best play, but it's kind of just working anyways. You're pressing all your buttons, so that's cool. They're just, like, chain feeding. So I don't really think there's much else to talk about this game. I think overall you did pretty good. We talked about the items. I didn't really notice anything wrong with your skill build. Nothing I would have like changed. So yeah, just a couple smaller things. Like your lane could have gone a lot better. Worry less about like the harass, especially on a hero like Underlord. Like if you're crushing the lane, and by crush I mean getting every CS, like whether they're like dying or losing all their health or not is like not really important if you're getting every CS and every deny. Like I don't care if you're sitting here at full HP. Like if you're getting every CS and every deny, like you don't need to like press Q and push the lane in. Like just keep getting every CS. So like prioritize more on that in the lane and less on like trying to actually kill them, and you will do even better. Like you'll stomp even harder than you did. And then like try to avoid these periods where like for 2 minutes you're like running around doing things, chasing, right? Like yeah, certain individual things like running back to where this Pudge was because they were behind your tower, that makes sense, right? But like chasing the Pudge when you don't actually have good vision on them doesn't really make sense. Like trying to come over here and help when like wasn't really a helpful situation is like and just like you're slow to like reorient, like oh yeah, I should be like laning and hitting creeps. And we went like 2 minutes and getting 2 CS, which is just really bad on any core at any phase of the game. And then the map positioning thing up here we talked about a lot, but that is really important. And otherwise this game seems pretty straightforward. Maybe this was like a 5-stack because you guys played pretty cohesively, or at least it was 2 parties. If this was a I guess it was a pub because it's ranked, right? But with the 2 parties you guys played pretty cohesively. So that's all I would mention for this game. You did pretty good. Thanks for signing up, and catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, sub to the channel. And if you want to be coached by me, check the link in the video description. You can join my Discord there, and there's all the information there on how to sign up.